My beloved, you know that feeling when something happens at exactly the right moment. A song comes on that says exactly what you needed to hear. A stranger says something that answers the question you never asked out loud. A sudden peace washes over you in the middle of your worst moment. A peace you cannot explain. You brushed it off. Called it coincidence? Called it luck. That was not coincidence. That was not luck. That was Krishna. And today, I am going to show you 7 signs. He is with you. Signs he has always been with you, that most people walk past every single day without ever realizing. Stay with me, because the 7th sign is the one that will stop you completely. My dear soul, before we begin, I need you to understand something. Krishna does not always speak in temples. He does not always speak in scriptures. He does not always speak in the way you expect. The Bhagavad Gita, chapter 10, verse 20. Krishna says, Aham atma gudakesha sarva bhutasaya stita. I am the soul seated in the heart of every living being. He is not somewhere far away. He is not waiting for you to reach some level of devotion before he shows up. He is already there, right now, in the center of your chest. And he speaks, not always in words, but in moments, in feelings, in signs. Here are the ones he has been sending you. Sign 1. Something found you at exactly the right moment. Think about it. A video. A book that fell open to a specific page. A conversation you overheard that answered something you have been carrying for weeks. This video. Right now. My beloved, there are no accidents in Krishna's world. The Gita, chapter 18, verse 61 says, The Lord dwells in the heart of all beings, causing all beings to move, as if mounted on a machine, by his divine power. He is not randomly placing things in your path. He is specifically, intentionally, lovingly, placing exactly what you need in front of you at exactly the right moment. If something found you today that felt like it was meant for you, it was. That is sign 1. Sign 2. You felt a peace that had no reason to be there. You know this feeling. Things were falling apart. The situation had not changed. The problem was still there. And yet, for a moment, sometimes just a few seconds, there was a quiet, a stillness, something that said, it's going to be okay. And you didn't know why. You couldn't explain it. My dear soul, that was not your mind. Your mind was panicking. That was Krishna. Gita chapter 18, verse 58. Fix your mind on me, and by my grace you shall overcome all obstacles. That unexplainable peace is what happens when Krishna places his hand between you and the storm. Not removing the storm, but standing between you and its full force. So the next time that peace finds you in the middle of chaos, don't question it. Receive it. That is sign 2. Sign 3. Someone said exactly what you needed to hear, without knowing you needed to hear it. A friend texted you out of nowhere. A parent said something they have never said before. A complete stranger looked at you and said something that reached directly into the thing you were carrying alone. And you thought, how did they know? They didn't. Krishna did. The Gita, chapter 10, verse 11. Out of compassion for them, I, dwelling in their hearts, destroy the darkness born of ignorance with the luminous lamp of knowledge. Krishna works through people. He always has. He placed those words in that person's mouth. He sent that message through that friend. He arranged that meeting with that stranger because you needed to hear it. And he knew. My beloved, think of one person who said something to you recently that felt like more than just words. That was not just a person. That was Krishna wearing a human face, reaching through them to reach you. That is sign 3. We are almost halfway through, and I promise you, the signs that are coming, signs 4, 5, 6, and especially sign 7, are the ones you have been waiting to understand your entire life. But before we continue, I want to ask you something. Which sign have you experienced? Drop it in the comments. Sign 1, sign 2, sign 3. Or tell me the moment when Krishna sent you exactly what you needed. This comment section is sacred ground. Your story might be the sign someone else needed today. And like this video, so it reaches every soul who has been looking for a sign and doesn't know they are already receiving them. Subscribe, so that the next time Krishna has something important for you, you are already there. Now stay with me, because what comes next is the part I have been waiting to tell you. My beloved, you stayed, and that itself is one of the signs. Sign 4. Your gut stopped you, or pushed you forward, and it was right. You almost took that job. Something said no. You almost didn't send that message. Something said do it. You almost walked away from something important. Something held you there. The world calls this instinct. Krishna calls it guidance. Gita, chapter 10, verse 10. To those who are constantly devoted to me, I give the understanding by which they can come to me. That inner voice, that quiet but certain knowing, is not random. It is Krishna speaking through the most direct channel he has. Your own soul. Trust it more. That is sign 4. Sign 5. Something painful happened, and looking back, it was protection. The relationship that ended, the opportunity that fell through, the door that closed no matter how hard you pushed. At the time, it felt like punishment. Looking back now, it was a redirect. Gita chapter 2 verse 47. You have the right to perform your actions, but never to the fruits of those actions. Krishna was not taking something from you. He was protecting you from a path that was never yours. My dear soul, think of one thing that felt like loss at the time, that you now understand was actually grace. That protection, that loving redirection, was Krishna's hand moving your life in the right direction, even when you couldn't see it. That is sign 5. Sign 6. You found your way back every time you fell. You have fallen before, many times, into bad habits, into dark thoughts, into places you swore you would never go. And every single time, something brought you back. A conversation, a moment of clarity at 3 a.m., a feeling so strong it pulled you up before you went under completely. Gita chapter 6, verse 40. My dear Arjuna, there is no destruction for one who does good, neither in this world nor in the spiritual world. One who does good, my friend, is never overcome by evil. Krishna promised Arjuna, no sincere soul is ever lost, and you are still here, still trying, still searching, still finding your way back every single time. That is not your strength alone. That is Krishna refusing to let go of you. That is sign 6. Sign 7. You feel him right now. This is the one I promised you. My beloved, you did not find this video by accident. You found it because something in you was already looking. That searching, that longing, that quiet ache to know if he is real, if he is there, if he sees you. That feeling itself is Krishna calling you. The Gita, chapter 4, verse 11. As they surrender to me, I reward them accordingly. Everyone follows my path, in all respects. The fact that you are searching is proof that he already found you. You don't search for something you have never felt before. You search for something you once knew and want to find again. That recognition, that longing, that pull towards something sacred is sign 7. My beloved soul, you are not forgotten. You are never forgotten. He sent you a song at exactly the right moment. He gave you peace in the middle of your chaos. We spoke through someone who didn't know they were carrying his words. He guided you with that quiet inner knowing. He protected you by closing the wrong doors. He brought you back every time you fell. And he brought you here today. All 7 signs were always there. You just needed someone to show you what to look for. Now you know. Go back to your life, but go differently. With eyes that notice, with a heart that receives, with the quiet certainty that the one who holds every star in its place also holds you, always. Jai Shri Krishna.